Well, it's a great old day to be back at it again. In the world of the crazy, the world of the. I don't fucking know. I love when I watch. You ever watch videos? Uh, and people will start them like, "Don't scroll" or "Watch. I've important stuff to say." And usually it's always something to catch your eye. It's always something like either provocative or maybe it's risk or something, or maybe just a guy eating a big donut. But I'm not here to liaise or liaise. I don't fucking speak French. But the moral of it, or the whole the here's the truth. If I were a machine, I could go at it and keep going and going and going and going and never truck. I'd be a truck. I'd be plowing into fucking old people because the brakes don't work as great as they used to. But uh, it's been some time, and time will happen again. I was listening to some big smart fellas, and by big smart fellas I mean Brian Cox and the chimpanzee guy. But what I wanted to point out was, look at this, Mr. Music Man. If it wasn't for my bodily functions that I need to constantly be addressing, oh, you gotta do your walking, you gotta do your talking, you gotta do your time, the fucking slap, barrel, and roll or whatever. But I'm not here to be dogmatic, okay? I'm not here to be a dog or an automatic dog. I'm not a robot dog, that's for damn sure. But look at all these nice little records, and I believe I can do a little something here. You see, everyone just wants music. There's the new high output transformer for fucking. Is that's a Beatle? That's George Harrison in the bottom right. Fucking George Harrison. It's all these music. I came to a realization. So I did the other day. If you want any single point that you want to make, if you want people to listen to your points, it's always best to play music. Because I could be saying any old shit, but if I have music in the background, then suddenly, this guy's starting to make sense. Yeah, you're talking my music. You know what I mean? Of course you know what I mean. Well, actually, you don't know what I mean because I'm not playing any music. Music to my ears, they say. That sounds like music to my. If someone's talking, it sounds like music to your ears. You might want to get that checked. But also, mosquitoes. Am I right? Or am I wrong? A lot of mosquitoes. I don't know why when it comes into the autumn, the fall, what falls more on deaf ears is the fucking mosquitoes. But listen, I'm not here to preach about the mosquito epidemic that is holding us hostage at the wind sails. You know? I'm here to deliver high-end audio devices such as fucking AirPods or some shit. They're no fucking Apple AirPods to save me in case I have a detrimental fall in my youth. I mean my advanced age. Okay. Put it on my backpack. And she also wants a Tar Litho phone. Interesting. And by interesting, not interesting at all. But yeah, I was listening to a couple of gaggling geese. Oh no. The Japanese music fella's fucking gone. He looks almost real. He's Gen Hoshino. He's a real guy. It's starting to sound like David Lynch. He's a real guy. He's a real something or other. He's a up and comer. But look, life is a series of meetings and partings. And that's a profound thing from some fucking philosopher from, long time ago. But I attribute it to fucking Kermit the Frog in The Muppets Christmas Carol, which is a film I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about it. It's got profound quotes in it, okay? People don't give a shit if something's good anymore. as long as there's some profound stuff in there, that's when you can say, ah, that was a good movie. As long as there's one quotable bit, that's all that matters. You know? At the end of the day, that's all we have, is the quotable bits. You know, you hear on the news, you know, I don't really, you know, I don't take a liking to the news as of late. It's always something bad, but I listen to it anyway. But people go, oh, did you hear about what happened to that guy? You know, he died a hero. And then other people are like, he wasn't a fucking hero. He's a son of a bitch. He's one of the worst human beings to ever live, actually. And then, you know, I go on his Wikipedia page because I don't even know who the fuck he is. And it doesn't say he's a hero or nothing. So I have no idea. It's sounding more like David Lynch. I have no... I'm not doing impressions, okay? Not here to give advice or impressions. I should put that as a little tidbit. I'm here to be a selfish prick. A selfish arsehole. So where the fuck does this selfish arsehole need to go? Look, I've moved past the need to have my ego inflated. At some point in your life you have to say, look, listen, enough with the ego inflating. Look, I don't want my ego to be inflated. I don't like inflation as much as the guy who loves inflation. I typed inflation into the the internets. It wasn't good. See that? A classic example to keep your wits. You know, my rusty car nearly made of rust. That guy nearly became fucking brown bread. See, this is what's wrong with the world. Just because somebody's AirPods are more important than a man's life, I don't buy it. Much like I don't buy the new Apple products. Here at Apple, I was so much better at doing that Apple shtick the other day. I like that I've come into this high octane, high energy because you know, sometimes I feel down about myself and I think, you know, there's people out there better than me. I read a comment that was really negative, you know? Sometimes you feel like a C, you know? Sound like Rodney Dangerfield. You know, sometimes you never get any respect, kid, you know? You always sound like a C, and you see what I mean? And, you know, I'll tell you who else doesn't get respect. Mosquitoes, you know? They're always buzzing your ear. And, you know, one day I wanted to get a job and said, you know, you got a job for Rodney? He goes, no, fucking take a hike, you know? And the mosquito got the job. I was like, what the fuck? No respect. Even a mosquito has a better job than me. I think my first exposure to Rodney Dangerfield was Aladdin's Genie when, you know, he was doing that like necktie, or was it that he's tugging his tie? You know, that's his shtick. Everyone's got a shtick, and I was told, oh, you got an Irish shtick. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, just because of who you are, it's a shtick? What the fuck? But anyway, my exposure to Rodney was first through Robin Williams, because he was doing an impression, and I believe when, you know, the fucking, who cares about the deals that went on and didn't go on, but they got the Homer Simpson guy to do the voice. He did the voice, so he did some voices, and this guy needs food samples. These fucking, I'm telling you, these musicians, you know, they're cheapskates. You know, I don't know what hurts more, the music or the fact that they don't pay for food. You know, that hurts the business. It's bad. It's probably Rodney on a bad day where he doesn't have any jokes. Listen, the problem with society, you know, kid, it's all AI. It's all made up. It's all shit. Modern Rodney, I don't think would float. All of his jokes about women, antiquated. It's all this artificial intelligence, you know? The only thing other more artificial is my own intelligence. No respect at all. I didn't sign up to do Rodney impressions today. I, you know, when you boil your life down to it, you don't really have a lot of choice in terms of fucking anything. So I went in search of the big question, the answers and all that. So look what I found on the www dot. So according to Brian Cox, he's issuing an urgent warning after the shocking Tri Atla. It's an alien asteroid. It's not just any other asteroid. It's a fucking alien asteroid, and he's shocked, and it's coming to fucking kill us all, or well, maybe you, not me. And then we have the evolution of rock star, physicist, and professor. But I believe I have something to show for it. I don't just willy nilly set this stuff up and start yapping. I'm definitely not Rodney Dangerfield. I haven't gotten a DNA test. So on my random excursions on the internet, I found something kind of peculiar, and I wanted to take note of it. So this is somewhere in Port Huron in Michigan. At first I wanted to look at parts of Canada, and then I ended up here. So you got the Grill and Chill, and they've got all sorts of happy pastries and ice creams and all this. They also got a lovely picnic peach cobbler. Delightful. And, everything looks kind of a bit low quality. It's just opposite here we got Nicky D's Burgers and stained glass classes, and some goblins, or are they devils? Well, this is in November. We've got a little butternut squash. We got squash, and the Muffler Man, and the Muffler Man will do it for less. And then you got your gas prices and a suspicious figure in the distance, and some petty farthing fucking bicycles, I guess. But I'm not here to tell you about penny farthings either. That looks like that really doesn't blend in with the rest. Who the fuck was building out these fucking medieval castles way out in Michigan? It's more of an Irish sick thing to do. But what drew my eye was something like this. You got Santa is coming here from December 14th, 4 to 7, open from those times. But then what drew me. This scene, I had to leave it on just to show. Find the good in everybody. Kindness. Pass it on. Pass it on like it's some sort of fucking STD or something. This old bag. No, she's a good girl. She's a good woman. So opposite that, I can fucking stammer over that now. We got Pompeii's, which is a bit of bad taste, I guess. Well, let's hope the food isn't Pompeii. It's all fucking ash. But up here we got something incredibly, opposite, and that's why I wanted to, make a point of it. Yep. We got the medical center. The one thing we won't test is your patience. And then you have to reserve your ER time. So before, when, normally, you have an accident and you're rushed to the ER and you're like, we'll take his blood and we'll see by the blood if he's dying or not. We have to run a couple of tests. We know you look like you're dying and you're saying you're not feeling well, but we go by blood, sir. And also you didn't make a reservation. Like it's a fucking hotel. But I wanted to draw some attention to that. No, that was something else I wanted to show. I have a lot of tabs. I did try to find more of this guy, but all the weekend I want to spend it is just I just want to be watching, just fucking going off to Brian. What were you doing the weekend? Just Brian Cox, just sucking Brian Cox's cock all weekend. I remember now. He builds the cloud chamber, and I don't know, that seems a bit like a precarious thing, but he builds this little contraption. You see that? His favorite thing of all time. There you go. His all-time favorite word is, the particles, you know, the particle of the universe and all this. He likes these grandiose, like you could pick up a grain of sand and he'd tell you about the particles and all this. Another Tom Cruise Scientology video. Well, this is not the day or time for it. Hold on. We're lost.
Professor Brian Cox.
Is this the video I wanted to show? It's an AI video, and I think the image I wanted to show from it, I think was this. Yeah. Let's put this on. Wow, like this. Thanks.
A former rock band keyboardist turned particle physicist who now explains the nature of time, space, and life itself to millions of people around.
It's gonna be pointless when, you know, the robots can learn shit instantly. Well, what's the fun in that? And plus, a robot can't fucking, you know, projectile vomit midstream. Well, maybe it can, but, you know, it regurgitates just what it fucking knows. And, you know, there's nothing interesting about something that knows everything. You know, I like my friend because he's a fucking idiot. I don't want to be friends with these fucking robots. And, you know, what's all the documentaries gonna do when, you know, the robots win the war and, you know, the robots are amongst themselves and it's just robot on robot fucking discussions to the end of the heat death of the universe, you know, beyond time or something.
The world, and that's just the beginning. He's been called the Carl Sagan of the UK, a pop science.
The Carl Sagan of the UK.
A rock star physicist. But the real story of Professor Brian Cox is far more improbable than that. This is
what? What I like about AI at the moment is it likes to use like these big fucking flashy showy off words and then it sounds dumber than it actually is. Like and then you see this from time to time from people as well. They're like, you know, I articulate well in the English literature, and you're like, what the fuck? It was that the guy speaking AI generated.
Physicist, it's the story of how an unlikely.
Also notice the little particle effects are in the fucking video.
Music, failure, and timing created one of the most powerful science communicators of our time. From failing math in high school to building machines that recreate the Big Bang, this is the insane true story of Brian Cox.
All these channels using AI to really pump out fucking what people kind of are watching, because people are watching Brian Cox. People can't get enough of the Cox, and the robots have figured this out, and they're like, okay, it's time to fucking make AI generate shit.
Brian Cox had become something almost unimaginable, a physicist who could sell out arenas.
And his opening line is, what does it mean to live in a fragile, limited universe existence or something? I'm not Brian Cox, but he says it's a joke, and it's probably not the funniest joke I've ever heard, but also a very, not just deep, but kind of frightening kind of opener question. You don't want to lead that every single day of your life, because I don't think you'd get up out of bed.
2022 and 2025, his live show Horizons, a 21st century space odyssey, toured the world. The production combined high-resolution planetary imagery.
I don't know, I've been sucked into this.
A proton that hit the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know why I had that there, because sometimes I like to keep these things open because I'm setting up for some sort of bit or a fucking joke or something, and then I don't stream, and then I have the joke from ages ago and it doesn't fucking work. Well, I find my attempts funnier than the actual jokes. So, out of all that shit, I remembered because, you know, I remember telling somebody about this because of Brian Cox. Because he once said, If you were to unravel all of your atoms, they'd take up the size of a city. Well, first of all, that's rude. And second of all, that's murder. You don't just casually, you know, sprawl somebody's atoms all over the fucking place. What the hell is that blue shit? It's like a fucking Powerade or fucking... It's an underwater sea thing on Australia land. Look, I'm going to leave the big questions to the big-headed scientists out there, you know, trying to uphold their giant craniums in the small space that they live in those box rooms. You know the space where those giant computers used to take up? Well, that's used for their heads. I'm only here for the smaller questions, which I do have answers for. I'm always losing my socks. Always asking questions. Never designed a device that tells you where your fucking things are, you know? You tell you where your AirPods are, but not where your socks are. Well, that's me. Absolutely bamboozled here. We need to design better roads. Look, unfortunately, I'm going to use my free speech here. I really should, you know, we should have paid speech. I really should be paid to say this shit, but I hear free is the way to go. I had a joke. I'd written a really fantastic, great joke about free speech and also about the current ongoing political climate and news, because, you know, I hear that's, you know, the easiest, because I'm always about the easy way out. One of the hippest things at the moment is if you want to make it big, topical. You need topical stuff, and then maybe one day I'll host the Jimmy Kimmel Show. But if you want to hear the joke I wrote, well, you're gonna have to pay for it. I'm only messing. I'm not gonna tell you the joke, and you're not gonna have to pay for it. But people are making a big old fuss, just like, oh, did you see? They took away the one show. You know, I used to mix them up. Jimmy Jallin, you know, there's Jimmy and the other Jimmy Fallon. But people got really up in arms. They're like, he made a joke and they stole a show, and well, now he's back. So I didn't even know he was gone. Look, I get the news quite late, and I'm aware that I'm trying to really fucking put this bus up the fucking mountain. Sometimes it won't go. Sometimes she goes. Other times she don't go. But we're gonna have a good old time. It's my understanding that saying we is kind of stupid. Because when you're doing something by yourself and you say, yeah, let's all do this and we're gonna do that. It's like, who the fuck are you talking to? Must be really shit if you're an alien by yourself trying to communicate with those fucking idiots. Yeah, but I was listening to that old Professor Brian Cox today, and it wasn't just a bit. And it's quite hard to you know, listen to all that, like a lot of math, and you know, when I switch the news on, you know, I don't even know why, because I don't even particularly like the news. Like, you know what I'm missing in my life? The news. So I put the news on, and then they usually have something like 20,000 have been killed in a landslide, and then I go next, because it's not to say I don't care about it, but I feel like after the millionth time of me hearing something bad, I just feel like I know what to expect. Rarely is the news ever good, and then people try and tell me that, you know, you should get into. No one used to care about with politics. Do you know what I mean? But Nowadays it's like, oh, are you left wing? Ah, or are you right wing? Ah, and I'm just thinking, what's this got to do with? It's something to do with the birds or something? Because when I was a child, you know, politics were for old people. But now it seems like, you know, it's everywhere. It's all over the place. You can't even avoid them. It's like, oh, it's always been around. You're like, really? So, who are you voting for? Like, it's like a fucking football team? It's like, I don't fucking know. Why do you care what I think? I don't even know. Whatever somebody says on the internet, that's what I'll say. I'll just do that. You know? But apart from that, the news. No news is good news, and I think we should adopt that. Whoever invented the news, whoever decided it'd be a good idea to say, what if we could tell everybody at all one moment that something terrible just happened? So they go, a lot of people have been stabbed to death on the train today, and then I'm just thinking, what do you want me to do about it? Look, I know it's bad what happened, but I mean, I'm out here watching to the news. Can any of you not do anything about it? No? I guess not. But you're supposed to care, you know? Why don't you care about the news? Why don't you care about politics, you know? It's like, I just don't. I just can't, I just don't have it in me to care about the news. But the statistics don't lie. And I'm like, yeah, but the fucking news lies all the time. Oh well. But my granny, you know, she's gone now, but you know, she was old and she did not care one bit for the news or politics. And she'd make you a tea, she'd make you buns, she'd light the fire, and she'd wash you, and then she'd always go, watch out, out there's there's a bogeyman in the dark. And like, first of all, that does not scare me in the slightest. A guy calls himself the bogeyman does not terrify me at all. But also, I didn't fancy going outside anyway. It's all dark and, you know, scary. You know, I don't really need the bogeyman, whether he exists or not, is not on my mind. What the hell? This is like the enhanced music edition. The better speakers have been delivered, I guess. But that's what I wanted to say about that. What am I doing now? Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm after realizing this is the wrong fucking goddamn game. This is that Kojima game, but it's not. This is Metal Gear Solid Delta. This is fucking something else. Excuse me. But I'll say this, and I'll say this much. You want to set this one to tape. This is a once in a lifetime fucking thing that's going on here. You never know what to fucking expect. You know what I'm saying? But we'll be right back after this short intermission. And I'll be back. Oh shit. I'm only after realizing I've been doing the whole stream, I've been talking, and I've said load. That's great. Oh, I guess I got practice. I don't remember when I muted the mic. Ah, shit. I might as well stop and start again and pretend that this didn't happen. Wall Street is out. Fuck. Damn, all my bits, my jokes. This has happened before. How could this happen? I said I'd go to break and I'll be back, and first part's gonna make no sense. I need to check to see if there's anything said. Oh my god. What if